The story comedy Grandma's Boy, sure, this is not a cult classic. It does have some issues, but overall, I think this film is pretty funny for what it is, even though the plot is pretty predictable when it comes down to it. Now, I have always enjoyed this movie throughout the years, and I have to say that while the plot is simplistic, where a video game tester named Alex is evicted from his home and is forced to move in with his grandma when his roommate Josh fails to pay the rent. You know, to be honest, this one isn't anything special, but I always have regarded this as just being a hilarious comedy film. Sure, it does have some flaws, such as the character development isn't that great, but one of the most weirdest characters I've seen in the movie is, of course, JP.
Adios, turd nuggets. I am a genius. Samantha, you will be mine.
What are you doing, JP?
Just thinking about my game. How can he see me?
Yeah, you see what I mean? I always thought that character was odd, but he was also funny as well. Like, there's a lot of laugh out moments here. And this was a film of its time because there's no way something like this would be made in today's society. But for the most part, while this film doesn't have a great plot, it's also not one of the worst comedy movies that is out there. And there is some enjoyment to be had from this as well. This film reminds me of other stoner comedies that came out during that time, such as Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle, or even Pineapple Express, which actually would come out 2 years later. You know, films with lowbrow humor and plots not being that great. There is some laughs here, but not much else. Character-wise, I thought that Alex, he is likable. You know, he does say some stuff that wouldn't make sense in the video game terms. And what I mean by that, well, basically, the way the video game, development happens in this movie, that's not real life. I've seen the development of many video games throughout the years, so everything that happens here, obviously it's not realistic, but then again, this movie's not supposed to be. What I found interesting though is that Adam Sandler is actually the executive producer of this. And I kind of wish he had a role in this movie. It could have been a cameo. He plays a video game tester himself. And he would have made some pretty funny moments. But alas, this film, it does have some highlights. There are some interesting characters such as JP. Like I mentioned before, he's weird. But the character acting like a robot, it definitely fits with the tone of what this movie's going for. And there are some other characters such as Linda Cardinelli playing Samantha, overseeing the development of a video game. And well, quite frankly, this film doesn't offer anything more but, well, laughs and not much else. A character I thought was cool was Lily. Yeah, she's a grandma, but near the end of the film, she actually, becomes even cooler hanging out with people at the party. And the late Doris Roberts actually did a great job playing this character. And then also her two roommates, they have some interesting personalities. If you haven't seen this one, then definitely you could check it out, but don't expect much because at the end of the day, this is just an average to alright stoner comedy in my opinion. I'm giving this film a 6 out of 10. Yeah, not much more me to say about this. It's alright, but it was close to being a dumpster fire. What saved it was the characters, and of course, like I mentioned beforehand, the comedy. Overall, despite the issues that this movie has, it is still enjoyable even all these years later. And that's my review of Grandma's Boy. Okay, leave your comments down below in the section and let me know what you think about this movie. Alright, this is Slim Guy 172 saying peace out.